I love the it's not even a theory. It's 100% true that Embracer picked up everything they did with the hopes of being bought out by, you know, a Saudi company.
Yeah, like there was literally a deal that fell through for them.
To SNK and think, oh yeah, let's go do that.
Except SNK had an actual pedigree and like.
No, they don't.
They
Their games are held together by duct tape and hope.
But they were at least a name.
Pedigree in terms of the name and also like, you know, SNK is pretty big. Just not in the US.
Aware, it's just I have learned so much about King of Fighters, and how do people play those games?
They're the cheap options to play in countries that don't necessarily have access to more.
What the heck?
Oh.
Oh, my. Are we alive?
Oh, hell yeah, this is the good shit.
Are you serious? Did that just happen?
Good drop ship.
I can't believe we crushed a bulk detonator. That's incredible.
No, I know SNK why they're big. It's just, good lord.
I wish I had lights so I could see the explosion up there. I want to say
Mexico specifically that fucking really loves SNK games, right?
Yeah, it is. There was I remember when Terry was announced for Smash, there was the whole like people the first DLC. People were saying like, okay, here the hero from Dragon Quest is for Japan, Banjo-Kazooie's for America, and Terry is for South America.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's fossils.
But it turns out Terry was for Sakurai personally. And he was a huge SNK stan and wanted to play the characters like in games that don't have pretzel inputs.
Connect the pipelines to the pump jack.
And then he gave Kazuya pretzel inputs.
That's a Tekken problem, though.
That's Harada saying you do the boy right.
I mean, Sakurai would also do the boy right. Just he would probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bet that half of it.
The characters have their motion inputs.
Remember, Kazuya also has a fucking 2-frame input to do Electric Wind Gun Fist.
Well, what I was gonna say is I'm gonna bet that they wanted to add as many like Tekken's move list is so gigantic that was part of it.
Yeah. Yeah, like.
Whereas like Fatal Fury, I don't know well, but I'm gonna assume it has less moves than Tekken.
Fatal Fury and all of the and SNK are they're Street Fighter. They're not.
King of Fighters was literally a Street Fighter 2 clone.
So like, you can get away with like shortening the moveset to what it is, and even then they gave him the bonuses.
Terry's not the main King of Fighters character, but he's like the main SNK fighting game rep, if that makes sense.
Oh, sure.
He's not the main King of Fighters character, but he is there for you.
The main King of Fighters character is literally a guy in an orange karate gi. They have his name. I'm pretty sure is Rio.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Like this is why I say Terry isn't a Shoto clone, because they have a literal Shoto clone in their games.
Terry is Terry.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, Terry is one because he does have.
No, he's not. He doesn't do a spinny kick.
He does
have a spinny kick, doesn't he? Wait, what are we doing? Hang on, wait, what?
Fireball, though.
Hang on, what just happened?
What?
Antenna nodes.
Where are you? Did you think you may want to like tell us?
I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. I also don't know how this thing fucking works.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
I have no idea I missed what mission control was saying.
We have to disable the nodes.
Are they hacking? Are these hacks?
How do I disable it?
Oh yeah, they're hacking. It's the one that's lit up. You need to hack.
Oh, it's up there.
I'm very useless right now. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stand here and pretend I'm helping.
Well, you could shoot. You probably just want to shoot people.
I am the sludge pump mining gun driller.
Oh, right. PW is the gunner.
Hold on, I'll see if I can get some slime throws going.
Oh my god, I am so bad at this hacking minigame.
Here, I'll cover you in goo.
Did you get it? Okay, that's one.
No. I fucked up. Which one is...
There's one up. Oh my god, it's in the ceiling? I need a line.
So long, suckers!
I need...
Okay, let's switch. It's about to switch.
I'm taking out the
Oh,
Okay, I'll go get this one.
I'm sorry.
One of the comms routers in Canada. That one.
I forgot
I got
that
platform
that's
down
how-
there for you.
Thank you.
I forgot that this is how this worked.
I'll stay up here. I think if we fail this, it blows up and we lose.
Got it.
Alright,
That's one.
it's not the up one yet. It's one that's off to the
It's
left.
got one right there.
I got it.
Driller go? Okay.
And it's gotta be the shitty hacking minigame and not the fun one.
Shredder's out.
Fuck. This is stressful. This is really stressful.
Tick tock, tick
Oh,
tock.
it's all
It's
on
down
me.
below. I got it.
Here I come.
I'm already there.
I'm disabling.
Sorry.
No!
Easy does it.
But yeah,
There goes all the fighting game momentum.
Kazuya is...
Okay, that's that.
is
Oh, I got it.
Surrounding the activity.
such a fucking weird character.
That did not go according to plan.
Woo!
Are we good? Okay, phew.
Now collect the data cell and let's get back
Holy
to it.
fuck! Wow, I've never done
forgot-
that.
Yeah, I forgot that this one would work like that. I've done this like once
The old
before.
lady is resting.
Oh,
on
we
the
don't have
space
Molly
horse, which
here.
I was.
That's right. Alright, go have fun taking that back.
Where the hell is the...
Hit control.
This data had left the planet. Boxes would be swarming into other mining companies. No talk.
But yeah, like, Kazuya is weird in the context of Smash Bros. For a Tekken character, he's the... I don't know if you
sure.
would want to put anybody else in.
No,
you'd
like-
want it if it was a couple years earlier.
Heihachi.
Heihachi,
Yeah,
I felt.
like, the reason it's not
Someone
Heihachi makes
please-
a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Oh, I died. I was trying to grab onto the...
I hope I can get down safely on
I
the
got
island.
him. I got him.
Like, the other
Oh, I
option
can't.
would have been...
Hold on, I can help you out. Where are you at?
I got
oh,
it.
no, you're good.
The other option
I'm
would have
really
been
good at
Jin.
DRT
Even
first.
Jin would have been a odd choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, he is
Data cell secured.
the main character of the back half of the Tekken franchise.
You know, like,
Yeah.
it makes sense. It was just all the talk about, like, oh, the way that the characters are. It just doesn't... It's weird for Smash, but...
It doesn't translate super well to Smash, but it's also a very different fighting game.
Mhm.
Street Fighter translates well because it's at its core, it's still a 2D fighter.
Yeah.
Here, crop of 8, let's get it.
I guess we should start doing the lines.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I am absolutely 100% in on the current push to get Tifa put into Tekken 8 as a guest character.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Oh, she'd be incredible. Like,
Goes here.
how she plays in a duodecim, she's all about the sidesteps and the feints. She'd be great.
I'm bringing this one over to...
How she plays in FF7 Re-series is... She's a combo character.
Mm-hmm. Apparently people are saying that the 7 Re games are potentially better action games than 16.
Yes, but that's not a problem with 16 per se. That's a problem with
my understanding is it's a problem with how 16 is balanced more than how it's designed. If that makes
It'll
sense.
Be a beauty once it's
16
you are way too strong for that game.
It's more of an RPG than it is a action game, and that causes mechanical problems. Because it's also not very RPG.
Right, because it's an MMO. It's all about getting through the mechanics until you get a burst window. And then you blow the guy up with all your limit breaks at once.
That did kind of look like it from what I was seeing in my roommate playing.
Because how I've heard people who do raiding in Final Fantasy XIV describe it is everyone's saving their burst, and then they pop their bursts all, like, you save your burst, you pop your burst when the enemy's weak, and you blow through multiple health bars at once. Right?
Yeah, in terms of, like, action game stuff, it's a it is a stance game.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, you have access to 3 stances at any given time, and you can pull in moves from other stances after a certain point, so it's like... You know, the usual trade-offs that come with an action game stance system don't really exist.
Mm-hmm. It's not stances, it's you have multiple full movesets. But those full movesets are like 100% complete. It's like if switching between Dante's weapons also switched to stances.
Yeah,
and each one just had one thing they're really good at.
Connected and ready to pump. You're doing well.
Like, I could have the Titan block maneuver with the damage of the Phoenix stance, and that's kind of inherently pretty unbalanced.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, the block stance in most action games tends to be your parry stance.
Yeah, like, from what I've heard from people who've played it, the game might have been better off if the unlockable hard difficulty that requires beating the game once was the regular difficulty.
I disagree, but it's more that...
I imagine that doesn't really solve the problem of once you get your second stance, you're just too strong for the game. Oh, this one's not built.
It's... Fundamentally, the problem in my eyes is they already made a better action game, Final Fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
Except it's a Neo. It's not a Devil May Cry.
Honestly, 16 could have been probably, like, I know people say 12 was the single player MMO Final Fantasy. 16 absolutely could have been the single player MMO Final Fantasy.
12 is an MMO in the same way that fucking Xenoblade's an MMO.
Yeah,
Hold off starting
like,
for a moment.
You know what I mean. Because 16 is structured a lot like Final Fantasy 14. They could have just made the boss battles... Alright, baby. Alright, child who has never played an MMO. Don't stand in the orange.
Some of them are bad.
I know, but they could have gone all in on that instead of trying to make the character action. Like, have a cooldown, a rotation, stuff like that.
Honestly, you know how you do the spectacle of a Final Fantasy game in a character action game? Just make Asura's Wrath 2.
Yeah.
Just make it a bunch of quick time events. Who gives a shit?
No, just look at like a dragon. You see the heat moves? You see how everyone goes, oh, when they get a new cool heat move? Just do that.
Combat positions. The swarm's here.
Ceiling crop.
Hitch a ride.
Oh, cool! I gooped it.
I'm trying to spot any other fossils. Because we're
That's why
very
I broke
close.
out. That's how I found the ceiling crop. Is the thing.
I see one.
I'm off.
I've got it.
We always need to take a scout to this map.
Yeah.
Lift off.
Okay, I've got 9.
We. Oh, my legs.
I see the phaser.
My legs. I'll go get it. No, I won't. That cliff was way steeper than it looked.
Now.
I'm in the ceiling. You gotta get her.
On my way.
Yes, please. Please, Tasukete. Tasukete kudasai.
The wave is thinning out.
There's what I came here for. There we go.
Yeah, I do think.
Crystals acquired.
I think it's funny how 16 is like the quote-unquote mature Final Fantasy. It's the one that's rated M. And they say fuck in it.
Ready to
And
use.
That's just because they're British.
They've been saying fucking Final Fantasy since the PS1. It's just been censored every time.
but like the weird thing is, despite also being M-rated, Stranger of Paradise actually has a more like mature story because it doesn't rely on some pretty tired cliches.
I'm gonna say we go for it. I got the 9th, and I flew around. I can't spot anything. It's just too hard to see. It's too hazy in this map.
Oh, I got the last one. I found one.
Oh, cool.
Yay!
So me. Hit the go button.
Yeah, we did.
Refinery and all pump jacks are working at full capacity.
There was a resupply that came in, right?
So stay
Yes.
on your toes
Yes.
and do what you can to protect
But yeah,
and
like-
maintain the equipment.
The problem is 16 takes itself way too seriously and also uses slavery as a plot element very badly.
Mission completion. Pump sequence at 25%.
And then in between major plot beats, it's having you do MMO quests, like go collect 5 of this thing from this one enemy in the zone, right?
Pipelines are jammed.
Yeah.
To maintain them.
But it's doing it FF14 style where fighting the enemy almost always guarantees that you're going to.
Oh, I should have gone a different line.
But there are more
Yeah.
outstanding issues.
I'll
Like,
just take out that
it's funny
Praetorian
to-
for you instead.
Pipeline functional again. However,
That's
funny
what I
that-
played.
functions in the system.
To think that 14 looked at World of Warcraft and its collect 10 bear asses missions and said,
Pipelines are
okay, we're gonna leave those in, but you're guaranteed to get the bear asses.
Armed and ready.
And that's why I find playing as the gathering class is relaxing, because you're not guaranteed to get your bear asses, but you don't have to fight anything for them. So it feels very Korean grind MMO, but in a good way.
Get your Maple Story fix.
Refining commitment
Absolutely.
as planned.
Just toss up on like a 3-hour video game documentary on screen 2 and go collect plants for
Go
3
collect
hours.
bear asses.
How long
Yeah.
until we get a Maple Story Classic?
We got a lead.
Never.
Locate
Probably
the
never.
exit.
Because as much as people claim
Press
they're nostalgic for it, they really are not. Like there is an argument to be made for a WoW Classic. There's no argument to be made for a Maple Story Classic, because people just would not play it nowadays. There's a reason all the private servers have massively increased drop rates. Because otherwise it's unbearable.
The other one is Classic RuneScape.
And next
Yeah,
song
old
will
school
never
RuneScape.
make a classic. classic MapleStory bearable, because it would make them less money if they made it bearable.
People like old school RuneScape because it reminds them of being in middle school.
Yeah.
Like, that sounds super reductive, but, like, that's... I guarantee you that's 90% of the appeal for some people.
And you still get that playing MapleStory. It's just... It's no longer if you picked Archer, nobody would party up with you ever, ever, ever. It's now everybody plays completely alone until they can one-shot the bosses, and it's kind of fucked up. But it's still a slow, grindy game where you hop around maps for hours killing things, so it's still MapleStory at its core. It's just the grind is now backloaded instead of front-loaded.
I do think it's going to be, like, it's going to be years before we see another new MMO come out that actually manages to catch on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think the only way
Like,
you get to that point is you have World of Warcraft enter maintenance mode.
Well, no, it did, first off. But, 14 got lucky.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
14 got very lucky. It's only recently they've started absorbing people who are pissed off at World of Warcraft.
Yeah, 14 becoming the WoW Exodus game is... That
Recent
started
before.
with Shadowbringers.
I think
Yeah.
it's mostly because of the FF name. Also, it just helps that 14
No, 'cause
seems like a
11
good
wasn't-
game.
11 wasn't popular at all.
Did 11
11 barely played.
11 is one of the worst-selling games in the franchise.
Didn't 11 predate WoW?
Barely.
Mhm.
Like, part of the reason 11 is as funky as it is because it's building off of the legacy of...
Don't send it up yet. I'm coming back.
11 is building off of the legacy of stuff like EverQuest and Ultima Online.
Mm-hmm. And it... My understanding is it feels very much like that when they you know how people complain about 14's animation lock and Dragoon? Apparently when the Dragoon came out in 11, it was even worse there. And they didn't even jump.
Got another oppressor coming
The
in.
dumb spear animation.
Get into cover.
Alright, we could send it.
Tactical lead burster. Aim down.
But no, like 14, I don't know why 14 caught on the way it did, as aggressively as it did with ARR.
I genuinely think part of it is the story of, you know, the game was bad, and they,
Now
instead
it's
of...
gone.
Yeah,
Instead
it's
of
like a
trudging along and having
weird
this
case of like
MMO.
reverse negative press.
And then Heaven's Ward was critically acclaimed, and everyone who likes good Final Fantasy likes it.
Like, let's be real here. 2.0 was not necessarily that good. It's just, it was so much better than 1.0 was.
Yeah. It went from
has a
awful
lot
game
of,
to mid-game, basically.
There's a reason they had to go back years later and reduce the amount of random bullshit questing in the 2.x expansions.
Take this line.
And it's literally because 2.x was them spinning their gears while they actually worked on getting the expansion out.
Yeah. And it's interesting too, the dungeons they've redone multiple times. Because there's some big game names on those ARR dungeons. Square pulled in a lot of people to save that game.
Oh, I see another fossil. Can't reach it.
Aurum Vale is I believe, a Kazuya Nino special.
Aurum Vale is a 1.0 dungeon.
Yeah, but it got redone for ARR by I believe, because he's got dungeon credits. That one was Kazuya Nino. Because I can't see Aurum Vale being made by anyone other than the guy behind VFD, EO1, and Fate Extra.
Let's see. Zemel Darkhold was another 1.0 dungeon.
He escaped Final Fantasy XIV to go make Dragon Quest Builders.
People like builders.
That's
Oh
good.
yeah, people love builders. And I'm not saying that negatively. It's just Aurum Vale has the Etrian Odyssey 1 VF Code Dragon stink all over it, you know?
Here's the poison puddles. Don't stand in them.
Yeah. Hey, we reversed the mechanics from the mid-boss for the boss, and there's also another mid-boss who doesn't have any visual tells. You just gotta read the name on the cast bar.
They have fixed that.
I know they fixed that. I was mad when they fixed that. I'm like, oh, it's too easy now. Alright, let's see how this looks with the, I don't like the driller one. Maybe it works better on...
I think the engineer works better with a, like, its default paint job isn't too bad for it.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to use this on any of my dwarves.
I mean, I feel the same way about a lot of them at times. I think the gunner one looks pretty decent. You want that
one's
bulky...
okay for the Superintendent Chalmers, but it doesn't really work for my other loadouts.
Bulky gunner, kind of... Let me see.
Oh, I have the perfect look for the gunner.
The scout one... Scout one's not that bad.
Like the look of this one.
Driller...
I like how the gunner one has big stuff on the back. I like that.
The driller one is weirdly, sleek.
Yeah.
It's like an upgrade of the 3.
Doesn't really read driller to me.
It's like a midpoint between the 3 and the 1.
I like using this driller loadout though, so I'm not changing it.
I don't have any specific one that I'm changing it to right now. Bye.
Oh.
Bye.
Somebody stepped on a balloon.
Yeah, I watched you go flying too.
I landed in the thruster of the drop pod.